Hello, good evening. I am Dr. Aderisola Adio Adepoju, and tonight we'll be talking about something that is really dear to my heart, which is what our skilled professionals, experienced professionals can attract global opportunities online using LinkedIn, using the experience they already have via the platform LinkedIn. And if this is your first time of joining me, it's typically a value-packed session. And I'm excited. If you are joining me on Instagram, hi. On Facebook, hello. So what we are learning here today is how skilled and experienced professionals can use LinkedIn or can use their experience to attract global opportunities on LinkedIn. So if your friend is a skilled professional, if your friend is an experienced professional, you should be calling them right now to say, oh, Dr. Aderisola Adio Adepoju, who is a global opportunities expert, is teaching about how skilled and experienced professionals can use their existing experience, like they're not going to look for something else, their existing experience to attract global opportunities using LinkedIn as a platform where they are going to get those opportunities from. So invite your friends and tell them that it's learning time. Hopefully I spent 45 minutes with you tonight and I go and rest. It's been a very busy day. Now, I'm going to talk about three major things that can help us achieve our goal of attracting opportunities or global opportunities using the experience or the skills we already have. So if you are here and you're a beginner, you're saying, oh, I don't have a client, I don't have skills, please, my recommendation to you would just be to please go to iTrain Africa. I always say this upfront. So I don't say, oh, I just wasted my time and they are only teaching things that are going to be relevant to people that have experience and skills. Do you understand me? So now, my recommendation to you would be like, go and follow iTrain Africa. If you are someone who is not experienced and you want to start upskilling, so you can, become this I'm about to speak to. From what I don't assume anybody understands what they are. And the global people keep asking me, global opportunities are well, I say it is not limited to people in your, it is not just for people that are within your locality. For instance, if they advertise a job, which is the most popular global opportunity people are trying to get internationally or globally, when they advertise it and it's just to say, oh, you must be in Abule Egba or you must be in Lekki or you must be, that is a local, that is not a global opportunity, right? Global opportunity is what is available to people across board. Like, let me say, it is global in nature. It means that a talent from anywhere can basically fill up that position. And job is just one of the categories of global opportunity. So you could be in Nigeria now and or Ghana or Kenya, and someone in Europe is recruiting you out of Nigeria. So that is like a global opportunity because it means that your border is not limiting you. Now, job is a category. So other categories could be tonight. I'm speaking to people who already have experience, skilled professionals who are now saying, okay, I'm at that stage where I want to get global opportunities because I deserve it. I need it, or for whatever reason. Now, the second category could be what awards, like awards. For instance, you could be doing very well in your area of expertise. You're an HR practitioner. You've been one for 14 years. You've been one for 20 years, 29 years, whatever it is you are. You're saying, like, I have done a lot. Maybe I created the first policy around this. I developed an app for HR management in Nigeria, in Kenya, in whatever. Like, you've done a lot, but for some reason, they are not rewarding you in your locality. Guess what? I always say I'm that person who has enjoyed the privileges of being a global citizen in the sense that I joke with my friends, say, I don't know how to do legwork. I don't know how to do, the typical local things of, trying to beg people to recognize me or to, I'm not just that, like, it is not in my nature. And this is not because I'm trying to. And I always say, I think I got that way because I first got exposed to the global scene where like you win things fair and square, and you don't have to negotiate for it, or you don't have to pay for an award. You don't, like, that is the first level of things I got exposed to. So imagine my shock, as in back home, somebody wants to give you an award and is asking you to pay. So that is not how I operate. Do you understand? That is not what I was exposed to. So whenever I'm teaching professionals how to get awards or something, I always say, please, I teach you strategies that can help you get the things that are global in nature, that if it is based on merit, you can get inside. Those are the kind of strategies I know how to do, because those are the kind of things I have won or I've gotten exposed to. So award is another category. And it is all right for you to need recognition for the things you have done, because after all, you've worked over the years and you deserve it, because you even see people that they've not done any this thing locally. I always say in the international stage, like the merit is more pronounced when it comes to things. So award is another category. So in case you are just joining us today, I'm talking about how skilled professionals, experienced professionals can use the experience they already have to get global opportunities by properly positioning themselves for those opportunities on LinkedIn. They can attract it to themselves. That is what I am talking about. And I first talked about what global opportunities are. I defined it in simple terms. Whatever thing you desire that is global in nature, that is not limited by the border or by the locality that you are, is a global opportunity. Now, job is the first one I talked about. The second one is awards. Third things are maybe for you, invitation for you to be on boards, on global boards. A person that sits very well, or that is a typical example of that, is probably Mrs. Ibukma-Woshika, for instance, where you see that, oh, she's on the board of something in the Europe, she's on this thing. So those are global opportunities, and she's in Nigeria. She's attracting those opportunities to herself based on her precedence and her experience and her positioning. So appointment to boards, is a global opportunity, because it comes with, apart from the fact that like they pay, people on those boards and everything, it elevates your status in terms of you sitting on board, and it also actually increases your portfolio for other things that you might need in future. So that is another category. I'll probably just mention 5. There are about 10 categories. I'll mention 5 so we can quickly move to the main thing of the day. Because people keep asking me, I have a job, I'm not looking for a job. So how can you help me? Because they hear me talking about how you can attract global opportunities and say, oh, I don't need a job. I said, oh, who told you I was teaching you about jobs? Do you understand? Job is just one category of global opportunities. Now, the fourth category I'll talk about is speaking engagement. International speaking engagement is another category of global opportunity. And yeah, it happens. I always say it happens just like last year when Professor Fumi was on my program, the Global Opportunities Program. She's a professor, yeah. Professor Fumi had this invitation from the UNEP, that's the United Nations Environmental Protection, UNEP and UNDP program, where she was a speaker on the international scene after after being on the GOP July batch of 2023. Do you understand? And I remember her sending a message to that group saying that, oh, Doc, as in God will bless you, as in what you taught me. My very first article that I put on LinkedIn brought me to limelight because I got invited for this speakership, and she spoke on that global stage in November, right? So that is another category. And trust me, there, I know that if you're an experienced professional right now, and I ask you, do you desire things like that? Yes. And that was, I know for me, I think the first one I got invited to that was really like, let me say, physical events. Be proud to then I've gotten invited to maybe a couple of global testing, but virtual. But the first time I got invited to was in maybe 2022, where it was to Dubai for the United Nations. What's that thing now? As in their day in why am I mixing this thing up? It's skipping my mind right now, but I'm just thinking that those kind of things actually happen. And I think more recently, I think 2-3 weeks ago, for Abel, who was in batch 5 of GOP, got invited as a delegate for Cameroon to Brussels. So those are the kind of opportunities you're actually looking at in terms of, and the fifth category I'll mention today is for founders, clients. You want to get international clients, you want to get clients that can pay you what you are trying to charge. So if you're a founder, it's like you're trying to get clients. And when I say clients, not just like not one, how do I say, not one client, not I always say you're probably trying to attract beyond just one person. You're trying to attract maybe even partnerships for your organization or for anything you're building back, or whether you're a founder in the social space, you're a founder in the enterprise space, or even like a social enterprise. So those are the different things people are looking to attract. I'll just stop at 5 and The remaining we can talk about later. Now that you understand what global opportunities are, you're now asking yourself, how do I attract this thing using LinkedIn if I have experience? The first thing I always say is, you're an experienced professional. Maybe I'm your friend. I know that. You are a skilled professional. Maybe I'm your friend. I know that. But the world does not know that. And let me quickly come back. Just to put in perspective for you, LinkedIn is the largest gathering of professionals in the world. It's the largest professional gathering network. There are 1 billion profiles on LinkedIn. If there are 1 billion profiles, it means that the people that you are open to call you for any of those categories of global opportunities I've mentioned are on that platform. So the question I always ask people is, why exactly are you not, it's like somebody that is trying to sell markets and you are not camping, you are not putting your wares, you are not putting your goods, you are not putting the things that are good in front of the people who are going to buy it. Like, what exactly is your plan? Like, you already understand, or maybe you don't understand, but I'm saying today tonight that LinkedIn is the largest professional, like a largest network or gathering of professionals in the world. The largest gathering in the world. There are 1 billion professional profiles on that platform. So it means that you already understand that they've gathered your market for you. The question is, are you displaying your markets where you're supposed to be displaying it? So you cannot tell me you need global opportunities and you are not really taking your LinkedIn seriously. Like, I would ask you, are you joking? As in, are you kidding me? As in, what is your plan? Do you intend to use your mouth, word of mouth, to be saying, Bola, please, I am the best professional available. Like, what exactly is your strategy? What is your plan for, what is your plan for actually ensuring that people on that global stage actually see you? So, and if you're watching me on YouTube, hi, and all. So that is always like what I always ask professionals, like, because sometimes they come to me and say, must I be on LinkedIn? And I say, sis, have you gathered your own markets for professionals? Like, do you have any other platform that gathers that number of correct people that can offer you the opportunity? Do you have any other markets? If you don't have any other markets, so the logical thing would be for you, like, let me go to the markets that is already existing for me. So after you understand that part, you understand what global opportunities are, you understand that there is a market that is already existing where you can display your wares, and people that are there are the right set of people. The third step for you, because what we are discussing is what? How can experienced professionals use the experience they already have to attract global opportunities via LinkedIn? The third thing for you to do will be to what? Would be to now say, I know LinkedIn is there. I know what global opportunities I desire. If I get to that platform, what are the right things for me to be doing? Which is the third thing we are discussing tonight. On LinkedIn, opening an account is not optimizing your account. If you are here, I've probably heard about LinkedIn optimization. So I'm going to address that. Clicking Google and saying, LinkedIn, I opened an account, I put my name, I put my picture. That's even if you pick your picture. I put whatever, is not LinkedIn optimization. What you just did is you opened an account on that platform. Now, you open an account on a platform that you want to market yourself, because what you really want to do is market yourself. So people are coming to you. I always say the strategies I teach professionals with experiences, you need to be there in such a way that you are attracting the global opportunities. You are not chasing it. You are attracting it to yourself. Now, if we agree that I don't have time to be chasing things. I want people to come to me and say, take, or are you interested? That kind of a thing. So the question is, what do I really need to do to ensure that that is what is happening? I always say there are 3 major things you need to do. You need to build not 3 major things, but 3 core things. Prior to the core things, I'll explain what you need to do prior to the core thing. The first core thing you need to do is build the content. that will go into all the required sections of LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn, if you go to your LinkedIn account, if you have a LinkedIn account, the first thing is there are different sections. And if you go to the top of your LinkedIn account, you will see 3 core sections. There will be core, like 3 major categories of sections that you need to fill up after you have opened an account, right? And please, again, strategies that I teach work for experienced professionals, C-suite executive, founders, thought leaders. You must have experience. I don't teach like this strategy. You could hear it, you could understand it, but if you don't have experience to implement it, I don't see it working. So let's be clear on that. So now, when you now build the content, that is what I call my PPP framework. The first thing you need to do is build the content that will go into the 3 major sections of LinkedIn. What are the 3 major sections of LinkedIn? The core section, the recommended section, the additional section. Under the core section, we now have different subsections. You would have, under the core section, you will have your education, your work experience, about section, the header, your LinkedIn header, and some other things. Under the recommended, you have things like recommendations, your interest area, your skills, etc. Then under the additional, you could have things like your projects, courses you care about, and so many other things. If you go there, if you click it, you will see what I'm talking about. Now, how do you need, like I said, there are 3 major things you need to do. You need to build the content that will go into certain sections. Now, I would assume that if you're a professional, you at least have some form of content, which is what? Maybe some content that is on your CV, like your work experience, your education is already on your CV. But here is that's good news. The bad news, or what many people, the mistake many professionals who have experience are making is, they think LinkedIn is a replication of their CV. They think LinkedIn, because I said you need to build the content that will go into the different sections of your LinkedIn, right? That is the first thing, profile building. Profile means content. That is what it simply means. Content, but I would say content that showcases that you are the value. Now, as an experienced professional, you come with value, you carry value, because if you are experienced, they've been promoting you at work. No employer promotes you because they feel like promoting you and they want to dash you money. They are promoting you because you are adding value to your company. They are promoting you because you are getting results. They are promoting you because you are adding to them. And that is the value you bring to the table, right? That is what you bring to the table. So if you bring that value to the table, and we have agreed that LinkedIn is a platform you can showcase that value, because, and I'll explain why you even need to be showcasing the value in a bit. But first, let me go to the first 3 things that you need to do. Now, that content, you will now take the content of your CV, which only covers maybe your skills, education, experience. You will now put it in the core sections of LinkedIn. And I'll say, okay, if your education, your experience only goes into certain spaces in the core section of LinkedIn. And I know that there are 3 main things under LinkedIn: core, additional, and recommended. And all the things on your CV is going into only part of the first category. And you come back and tell me I optimized my LinkedIn. I said, so Auntie, what happens to the recommended section? What happens to the additional? Because under additional section, there are 6 subsections. Under recommended, there are other subsections. Even under the one that you added, which is the core, you only added certain things. The remaining ones you did not add. I said, please call yourself. Let's be logical about this. Because when people come and tell me, do you optimize LinkedIn for someone? I say, I don't, but I teach you how to do it on my programs. Why is that? There are certain contents, that profile building. If it is about going to LinkedIn and taking your CV and replicating it, anybody can do that. But I always say, the remaining sections of that LinkedIn, what is going to happen to it? So let's say let's even assume that under each section of LinkedIn, which is a core, the recommended, and additional, you have 6. And your school, skills, experience, maybe what else is on your CV? I'm trying to think about what else is on your CV. Only covers maybe 4 out of the first one. So that means you have 6 in the second one you did not cover, 6 in the third one that you did not cover. So add the 12 plus outstanding 2 here. That means 14. So let's say out of 20 places you're supposed to cover, you filled what? 4 or 6. So ask yourself, 6 over 20, does that qualify as a pass mark? So whenever you hear someone saying, I can optimize your LinkedIn for you, bring your CV, just know that you paid for 6 over 20. That is what you paid for. 6 over 20. How is that a pass mark? So if you do not build the content that should go in the sections of those LinkedIn, you have not done profile building. Which takes us to the second thing you need to do. Platform optimization. Platform optimization, which is LinkedIn optimization, is now, I have content. After I have built the profile, I understand how to build profile. I am now taking that content and putting it in the right places. Let me give you an example. In my GOP program, I will teach them, like, let me say under the course 1, how to build profile. Like there's a 7-step paragraph or approach to building the right profile. Now that profile, the long version of that profile is what you keep for your website or your personal thing. Now I call one a LinkedIn version of that profile that you first build. You will now take that one. It's typically 2006 characters. You put it in the about section of your LinkedIn. You take another one that is 220 characters, the abridged version of the first long one. You put it in the header. You now take another one that is a shorter version and adds other elements and put it in a banner and so on. So whenever I see a very beautiful banner, they will put picture of the world, picture of this, picture of that in banner on LinkedIn. I said, hello, as in, are you a Canva designer? Tell me exactly what are you promoting? Or you carry the picture of your current company. I work in XYZ Group and Sons, and you put it in your banner. I said, okay, so it's safe to say that you are trying to sell your company, because if it is not a company page, like it is not the company you work, it is not their company page that should be having that kind of banner. Exactly tell me, what is your thought process when you are actually putting that kind of image on your LinkedIn banner? Or even better still, you leave it blue. If you are here watching me and you don't even know that there's, as at the top of your LinkedIn, there is a blue section that is there that is supposed to have something that showcases your value. Maybe just tell me, Doc, I am guilty of that. It's all right. Many professionals. This week, I have reviewed 70, like between last week and this week, rather, not this week. This week is just Tuesday. I have reviewed 70 applications of professionals that are applying to my program, my signature program, that is the GOP. 70 plus applications. And from those applications, 40 plus of them do not have a LinkedIn banner. And these are people that their CV is saying they have 14 years of experience, 15 years of experience. So I know what I'm talking about. This is not even a question of, no, it's, there are lots of people that don't have it. So it's all right if you don't have it. I'm just trying to point out what you are doing wrong and what you can do to rectify it. Now, it means that once you now build the content, you now go to that platform and ask yourself, this one, I put it here. Tolade DJ say I'm guilty. This one, I put it here. That one, I put it here. That one, I put it here. The mistakes some people already now make is, apart from the sections that have content, that have written content that you'd have done under your profile building, there are certain sections that is not even about content. It's about you picking, like ticking, like the skills section. That one you are not writing, but you need to pick certain skills based on the goal you want to achieve, right? But the mistakes I've seen, like several mistakes, is always about professional picking the maximum number of skills they can pick, 50 on LinkedIn. And I say, if you're an experienced professional and you are picking 50 skills, it is a disservice to you. It doesn't put you in a good light. It is bad. You're asking me, why is it bad? Okay, let me ask you the question back. You want to hire a technical person, someone that's supposed to have core experience and skills around oil drilling. Let's say the person is drilling oil onshore, right? Then you go to the person's page and the person is listing Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, communication, all those things. And tell me, how do you feel about that person? How do you feel? So I'm supposed to be seeing things that if I want to hire you, you have 10 years of experience around drilling. Make it like, you think I care about your Microsoft Excel? I want to ensure whatever I teach people do on rig, you drill oil, you do whatever. I don't know what you people do there, but I'm just saying. So, like, which I say, the things I will prescribe to an early career on my program is not the same thing I'll prescribe to someone that is at the middle stage or executives, because they have different stages that they are in, and they need to optimize differently based on the stage of life that they are. So I always say, there's nothing like general LinkedIn optimization, which is why I don't optimize for people. Even when executives, top people like AGMs and things like that come to me and say they want to work with me, they don't want to join the group, this thing, which I even encourage people to do. Number one, I don't have time. Number two, I like the network that I build for every batch. Like the network, they support one another in their course of life and things like that. So I like the network, and I just don't have the time to, no matter the and no, my one-on-one starts from 1 million upward. I'm just saying. So for me, I always encourage people that, okay, join GOP so I can support you as a group. Now, if you have now done optimization, assuming you understand you should pick maybe say 10 skills, 20 skills, whatever number of skills, you understand the right number and the ones you should pick, it means that we'll now go to the third P, which is positioning, which is what you should be doing as an experienced professional on LinkedIn. You should be positioning, actively positioning. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. The time have passed and they will say, my experience will speak for me. Your experience no longer has mouth. It no longer has, you have to speak for it. I always say, I have been look, I have been to 5 continents and 90% of it is on someone else's money, me winning global opportunities. I'm just saying, I have seen enough shallow people be at places that you should be in. And I'm wondering what is happening to my Africans? What is happening to the people that have experience in Africa? They are waiting for you to speak for them. It will not speak for you. You have to intentionally learn how to put yourself in the right places. And that is why I always say you need to ensure your LinkedIn is working on steroids. You need to ensure that your LinkedIn, when you are sleeping, you are closing your eyes, you are sleeping. It is created to shout on your behalf. And now, when it is let's say you built the profile to be so solid that I always tell people that when people land on my profile, depending on what I am positioning for part-time, because I am that person that I am different things to different people. In this phase of my life, in 2024, since January, I have been positioning for iTrain Africa Skilled for Work Academy because it's our latest baby and I'm building it. So I intend to get all the things I can get for that particular academy, all the connections, international, local, and everything. So everything I have positioned on my personal profile on LinkedIn since January has been to attract partnership and collaboration for that. So if you go there and you're using my strategy, it may not work for you because I don't know your goal. Do you understand? If your goals differ, so when people come on my program, I always say first thing we do, which is always before even the PBB framework, is to define the goal that you are trying to achieve. You cannot just say I want to attract global opportunity. You say, oh, I am trying to attract this, a job, an award, a speaking engagement, a consultant. You need to first understand it, because what you don't understand, when you are not clear about what you want to get off that platform, people will come, they will see you as, this person is really good, but they are not sure about your positioning. They are not sure what you are trying to get. And that is why you keep hearing 183 people viewed my profile, 200 people viewed my profile. Nobody's reaching out to me. I said, sis, your positioning is not clear. When I position for anything, I get those reach outs. The year I'm positioning for the other year, 2022, that was 2022, 2021, 2022, that was trying to position to get international job. I got 2 international jobs. The first one was the Natural History Museum of London. The second one was the Museum for the United Nations. This year, I'm positioning to get international partnership for this thing. 5 people have contacted me from different places: Netherlands, India, World Bank, IFC, and one other this thing. So I always say, but my positioning is clear part-time. Now, what we must say, oh, what exactly is this third P, positioning? What exactly does it mean? It means that every activity I carry out on LinkedIn that puts me in front of those people that I know have the opportunities I'm seeking, that is positioning. A typical example of the things I have used to position over the years is article writing. I write great articles, and they are not academic articles. They are not conventional article for blogs and things like that. It is a combination of the blog-like article and the academic article. But I am blessed that I am at the intersection of different sectors. You know, if you've never met me, I've taught at the university for 2 years. I have a PhD in chemistry, right? So it's I have concrete knowledge about writing academic articles. I'm also an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for 14 years. So I know how to do storytelling. I've won business grants. Like I said, I've been to Unleash Innovation Lab in Singapore. So I understand the process of innovation. I learned storytelling like in proper settings and things like that. So I understand telling stories for personal brand businesses. And I also understand writing academic journal. So I took the best of both worlds. I took my academic experience writing. I have 3 international publications, academic publications. And of course, I have several blogs I've written in my business. So I took the best components of both worlds and merged it. And I developed a framework for writing articles that convert on LinkedIn. And it is not the periodicity, because I always say I have worked with clients that they posted 1 article, 1. Again, I work with some very busy people. AGMs of banks are there. People that are top in FAN are there. People that are in health sector, health project managers are managing health this thing across several states in Nigeria, or even managing emergency response outside Nigeria, right? As in all this polio outbreak in Malawi, this, da, da, da. So if I'm working with those kind of people, it means that I cannot be telling them, or I cannot be preaching the frequency. It has to be the quality. And that's what brings me to the last thing, as in that I'm going to, no, not last thing, second to last, I'll teach tonight. Why is this particular LinkedIn platform such a great platform for professionals to put, apart from the network and all the things? I always say it does not reward quantity, it rewards quality. And if you're an experienced professional, I'm sure that is such a relief to you. You don't have time. You cannot dance on social media. You don't have time to be following trends and virality. You just want to deliver things that represent you in the bad line and use your brain to deliver it. And if that is you, it means that you need a proven strategy. If I sit down on one weekend and create this kind of value-packed article, that article can keep working for me. There is a content I posted 5 months ago. LinkedIn. When I was getting notification over the weekend that somebody was commenting on this thing, sensible comment. I did not say I'm interested kind of comments. I'm talking about things that could yield me that, great things. 5 months ago, I wrote it. What it means for you as a professional is when you deliver value on LinkedIn content, on LinkedIn platform, you can go to sleep. And it's like they are not like that platform it rewards quality, which is why I always tell people, please, the time you will use to go and start doing nonsense on LinkedIn, use the time to learn how to do the right thing. The resources you will go and use to do trial and error on LinkedIn, use that resources to learn and do it once right. Especially because you don't get a second chance on LinkedIn. And by the way, if you're that person that has 2 LinkedIn accounts, go and close one now. They will ban you if they find you. And most often than not, they will find you. So even if you built a very terrible this thing, I always say you can start redoing it. It will take you time, unlike someone that's not messed up their LinkedIn account, but you can redo it. But you thinking I'll go and open something else from the beginning, don't try it. They will ban you forever. There are people in my inbox always saying they've banned them. Don't even bother opening another one. You need to redo what you currently have. So how do you now redo it? One of the things I recommend when professionals come to me and say, oh, they've messed it up or they've done things that they're not supposed to do. I'll say, we need to clean it up, which means that you need to remove certain things of your distance and start writing things that are going to showcase value. That is now going to help LinkedIn take you back to the top of the algorithm, and you can be rest assured. That is what you need to do as an experienced professional who is open to attract global opportunities using LinkedIn. Now, if your challenge is, okay, what steps do I take? What is the right way to build content that goes into your about section, your header, and this thing? That is where I am maybe able to help you using my programs, because I teach you the skill of doing it. I teach you the skill of writing your about section, your whatever, as all the content that goes into your LinkedIn. I teach you the skill of, like, content writing is a skill. It's called technical writing. I can teach you paragraph 1 should have this. It doesn't even matter the sector, if that is what you are asking in your mind. I have worked with people from over 27 different job functions, like job roles, over the years. And they are from 14 plus countries, the last time I counted. 14 plus countries. Over 400 of them. Now, and yes, I have results. You can check my page if that is what you're asking. You can just take your time the next 10 minutes after this live. Just go through my page if you're on Instagram, Aderinsola. If you're not on Instagram, go to Aderinsola Adepoju on Instagram. Or you just go to the Instagram stories, like the highlights of impact stories. You will see what I'm talking about there. Now, by the time you are done doing all the profile this thing, you learn that one. The next thing you're going to now learn is how the platform, like on LinkedIn, for instance, there are some things I show some of my clients. I'll say, you cannot be writing content. Like there is a professional I'm currently working with one-on-one. I think it's even the only one I'm working with one-on-one right now because of my workload. I had to, like the first time we introduced him on LinkedIn, as in the introduction content, then we waited 1 week, went back to the insights of that content, and I said, these are the things we are going to now build content on going forward. This part is a health project manager, right? That's what he's currently doing. So he has different goals for working with me. But the very first goal would be for him to transit into a remote international role. His second goal would be he's trying to get to further his education. He's a doctor. He became a health project manager and things like that. But that's like his personal goals. So if you are now asking me, Doc, what if I'm not even setting? Especially if you are that person that you're a multi-potentialite. When I say multi-potentialite, like you're a professional who has experience in diverse fields, like, oh, you've done 5 years in customer service, you've done 10 years in you have that kind of diverse this thing. What I have seen many professionals with that kind of experience do is they will now list it against one another on LinkedIn. Content creator, sales representative, grant writer, this thing. That is not the right approach to do this. I always say my approach I have recommended that has worked and results. And please note, I'm not a LinkedIn coach. I'm an educator for global opportunities. LinkedIn is only a medium through which you will now exhibit the value you So I teach you first how to gain clarity about the message you're going to pass. So whether you implement this on LinkedIn or not, the strategies, my framework, my PPP framework, if you take it to another platform that has the gathering of professionals in a sizable amount and implement the same framework, it is going to work. It is not about LinkedIn. Why do I choose to use LinkedIn to exhibit what I'm teaching? Because already it is the largest market. So why am I stressing myself? Let me just go and take from that market already. Now, If you don't have clarity about that, that is the first thing we always tackle on my program, which is the GOP program. By the way, GOP Batch 7 is starting July 19. Registration is closing. And if you are saying, what is GOP? GOP is a Global Opportunities. It's a 5-in-1 program where we first address what we call clarity of your message. That's brand clarity. What message do you want to put out on LinkedIn so that it helps you achieve the current goal you want to meet? So, for instance, if you're an experienced professional, you have 5 years in sales, you have 10 years in this and this and this thing, and your goal is to attract, I'm trying to look at a reasonable thing. Let's say your goal is to get international speaking engagement let's say you also have a side also that is maybe because you have 10 years in operations, you are now trying to build a personal brand about you being the operations chick or operations, whatever. You want to become an operations consultant. And you are now trying to put multiple things on LinkedIn. You are putting sales, operations, all that. My advice to you right now would be the first thing we tackle in your distinct program is it is not about the length of the time that you have used to gain that experience. So far, you have above 2 years of consecutive experience in a particular thing. The framework can work for you. And I always say, please take note. It is not about the length of the experience. The experience, one of the things I require from that experience is your ability to have said I delivered results on the job. So I always tell people that depending on, because sometimes people come and they are positioning for their pasts on LinkedIn. I'm like, hello, where are you going? You came to my program. You told me that the next thing, the goal you want to achieve is to attract people to reach out to you to create operations and structure in their business. But you are busy emphasizing that sales professional, this, da, da, da. So how do I take your experience in sales, whatever, to now import it into you consulting for me in operations? Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I always tell people when they first come to my program is they need to go through the clarity lessons where we first need to establish, and you are very clear on the content you are going to build on that profile. When you achieve that clarity, and trust me, that is the hardest part of this whole global opportunities journey for experienced professionals, especially the ones that have multiple interests. For people that don't have multiple interests, that is always very easy for them to get past that stage of my program. They get past it quickly because they have maybe someone like Professor Fumi. She has always been an academic. She's an academic. She's only trying to position for things in the academic space, which is why she got that international speaking this in the environmental sector. She also got one UNESCO fellowship once. So she was not trying to look for multiple things. So it was easier for her to quickly get results when she joined the program. So after you are done getting clarity, then we now go through what I've already talked about, the PPP framework, the profile building platform. Then the last step of the GOP program is always maximizing opportunities, which is what I typically discuss in the support workshops. So if you're asking how does GOP work, you get 2 courses where you first get brand clarity, learn how to build your profile, the content. You get the other course that helps you to then say, this is what you do in your LinkedIn optimization. Then this is what you do, how you write articles to then position. Then when you are done with that learning, you should then start positioning and opportunities should start coming to you. HR is reaching out to you. Speaking, Barbara is reaching out to you, whatever it is that is reaching out to you. So the last part is now maximizing the opportunities, which is not part of the online courses. That one, I cover it in my 6 weeks live workshop that happens every Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. throughout the course of the program. So for instance, batch 7 is starting July 19, Friday, July 19, till August 25, I think. Yeah, like 6 weeks this thing. So that is the way I render support in that program. The support is totally a bonus on the program. So I show up for 6 weeks every night. And then I put my people inside a WhatsApp group where for 3 months where they can keep asking questions. They can, if they have questions within that next 3 months, they can ask in the WhatsApp group. So that is how GOP works. So if you have questions based on what I've taught so far on how you can use your existing experience to attract global opportunities on LinkedIn, please ask me whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. ask those questions and I will be willing to. I said I was going to teach you for 45 minutes. I have done that. This is 8:46 p.m. West African time. If you have questions, I'm willing to take questions for the next 15 minutes before I go to bed and go and rest. So questions. While I'm waiting for questions from you, there is something that like occurred to me, and this question came from like when I was reviewing the applications for people. How much is the GOP? Is 268,750 naira. Is $320 in for other currencies, correctly to other currencies if you're out of Nigeria. 268,750 in Nigerian naira. That is how much you, and it is an application-based program. Please take notes. You know, you've been hearing me talk about how I was reviewing applications since last week, right? It's an application-based program. What does that mean? It simply means that you need to fill a form and get approved before you can pay for that program. Why is that? Before now, it used to be like an regular open program. You like it, you pay. But one of the things for me is now we have the Skilled for Work Academy. And I realize that some people have come on my GOP in the past that they don't meet the criteria of those who should be on the GOP for different reasons. There's actually somebody accessed the application, I think yesterday, that even if they have above 3 years of experience, they don't meet the criteria for GOP. So and in fact, I personally reviewed those applications myself. It's tiring, but for me, I have expectations of people that should be on the program. They should, like some people, I will ask them, can you meet up with the timing of the workshops? And they will say no. So like there are different things that make me say, you can't join my program. Because why? My GOP is an advanced program. It's not compulsory. I always say that it's an advanced program for people that are ready to attract global opportunities using the experience away. It is not like most professionals are already in a job. Do you understand? Unlike my Skilled for Work Academy, that people that are taking it, that they're in a job or not. Do you understand? So it is like a necessity. That one is a necessity, it's compulsory, right? It's a necessity, it's compulsory. You need to upskill to even get something. But GOP is like, oh, I already have a job, I already have whatever it is. I'm trying to now attract bigger things for myself. I'm trying to, let me say Abel now. Abel is in a job in Cameroon. But between January and now, the first opportunity he attracted was he was appointed as this lead volunteer. I think he was the only representative from Africa, and he was from Cameroon, to go to the ELO summit in Paris in March. That opportunity came in January. I remember him sending that thing in January 13. He joined GOP December 2023. January, he was already coming up with that thing. Only for him on Ileya Day, 17th, 16th of last month, he said, Doc, I got selected as a delegate to represent Cameroon in the starting July 15 to July 19 in Brussels. So you're asking yourself that, 2 opportunities in 6 months from paying what? $300-ish for a program. Like, it does not, maybe it is just a cost of his hotel night for one night and somebody else is paying for it. That is, even if you are calculating it in terms of money, like if the only thing is gaining from that knowledge is the fact that somebody paid money for him, you get me, to go to those places, and I always tell them when they win global opportunities that if you ever get into, look, you can be traveling. I always tell people, you can be traveling, going abroad and coming back. If you've never gotten a global opportunity or been in a certain way, you are selected for something that converges other people from the group, you won't understand what I'm saying. Then paying for your accommodation, travel, and is the least of the value you get from such things. That's the least value. I always say, if you are that kind of person that calculates value in terms of money, calculate it. somebody who do your this thing from Nigeria to Brussels and everything like that is probably running to $4,000-ish as in flight, hotel, accommodation, and feeding and all those things. And he has gotten to in a span of 6 months. Let's even assume he's like $8,000 that he has gotten back on his return on investment. But I'm now saying that that is even the least, because I have been to several of these things and I understand the reason why I'm able to do a lot of things, like organize a global mentorship conference and get speakers from 25 nations, 40 plus speakers from 25 nations, is because of the network I have built through those things that I get. Do you understand me? And I cannot actually put money on those networks. So when professionals sometimes always tell me that, yes, if I don't have need a job, why am I paying this? I always say, sis, your job is the list of the things you should be looking to even use this thing for. Because you like it's I always say I wish everyone who desires a global opportunity like spend time and money, like invest their resources for 6 weeks with me for their own self-development so that they can experience it. When you experience it, you understand, because people don't typically just get it. Like when I say global opportunity is like, the money is the least of your, like, I can't just explain it. I'm not sure there's any part of the world I will go to right now. And I say that with all humility, that I will not have someone to call and say, I'm coming. There's no part of the world. Because, for instance, the Unleash Network, where I got the global opportunity to attend the Unleash Innovation Lab in Singapore in 2018, that network asked people from 160 plus countries. And I was an ambassador in that Unleash for 2 years. It means that a lot of people have delivered value to that community even after winning those things. What it means is a lot of people know me and they are willing to like, sometimes when I invite people from the Global Mentorship Conference speakers, people come to me, want to consult with me and say, Darren, how do you do it? I say, sis, bros, the first thing you need to do is to probably actually even get yourself a global opportunity. And I cannot even teach you that. Like, I'll say the best thing for you to do is get on my programs and learn. Because that is your starting point. So when you intend to build a global network, your starting point is getting a global opportunity. It automatically builds your global network. So all that people be saying, I say me, like as in you come, bring to me, you be using one Oyibo to do what? As I don't understand. If I do like this, if I want 10 of them to show up on my program, in the next 1 week, they will show up. Why? I belong to certain networks. Me to be able to pull that stunt that will look like something really huge to an average African. So please, just in case you've never thought about value in terms of beyond Naira and Kobo or dollars, as in the $1 kind of value, think about, I always tell professional, please think about your beyond your immediate. Global opportunities will elevate your life beyond the Naira and Kobo. Your network, you will build it. Your international exposure, you will build it. Your confidence, you will build it. Like your everything, like your total, this thing just elevates. I can't explain it, but you get into that space and you would understand what I'm trying to say. So I think Olufemi Samson, is there any other question before we get off this live? We have just 5 minutes to round off. It's a 1 hour Instagram live, 45 minutes to teach, 15 minutes to take questions. Olufemi is the only person that's asked me a question and say, how much is GOP? GOP is 268, 750. There's a chance of a 2-time installmental payment. The next batch is starting July 19. Registration deadline is July 17. GOP is an application-based program. It means Global Opportunities Program. This is the batch 7 that is starting in this thing. So yeah, since when have I been doing this? Since 2020. Officially, since 2020-ish. Unofficially, I've been helping people before then. Why am I the best teacher for you? I don't think there's anybody that can teach you about global opportunities that has bigger personal results than I do. Google me, just type Aderinsola Adepoju on Google. Yeah. And I don't think anybody has a bigger personal result than I do because I've won global opportunities in 9 categories, from jobs to innovation labs to competitions to business grants to I'm looking at like there are 10 categories and I've gotten like 9 to internships to just name it to business labs to what is the international speaking engagements to awards, name it. I've been there, done that across various sectors because why? I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an academic, I'm a social entrepreneur, and I'm a professional. Right? 2 years teaching experience at the university, research papers. I've worked internationally twice as a program coordinator, as a program coordinator at Museum for the United Nations and at Natural History Museum of London as the design lead. Design lead, like let me say innovation, like when you are doing hackathons and things like that. I have experience in product innovation and design thinking. And I've also been an entrepreneur, which is why I've won business grants, innovation labs, and things like that. So yeah, I have like a multi-dimensional, and I think that is why what I teach on LinkedIn and global opportunities is so good, because I have a multi-dimensional approach, and I've also been an assessor of international applications based on my affiliation with Unleash. Unleash is like the largest impact this thing for the SDGs. So based on the fact that I was an ambassador for 2 years in that network, I had to assess applications. So beyond me being an applicant and winning those things, I have also been an assessor. So I have the perspective of both an applicant and an assessor. So I know what they are looking for. I know the criteria they use in judging. So it gives me a better perspective to creating the things that I know that they are looking out for. For instance, in the article that I teach professionals to write on LinkedIn, there are 11 elements I teach you. I'm not sure there are 1 or 2 of those elements that no matter who teaches you content writing, I'm not sure they will know those 2 elements. I know those elements because of my global opportunities winning. And I know that is what we are typically looking for in those things before we say, oh, we are speaking their language, right? We are speaking the value language, because it is one thing for you to consider yourself valuable. Oh, I have value. What is value to the person that is assessing you? And that is what most Africans miss. Like, value based on what you know is value is not value at the international scene. An average African thinks value when they are looking for a job or looking for global opportunities on LinkedIn is, I have 10 certifications from XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. That is not value on the global stage. When I shock people that I'm an academic, like I have a PhD in chemistry. I don't have any certification. I don't have any pre-qualification before I go to my Museum for United Nations job. I don't have certifications in anything, like nothing. Like, do you understand? I'm just saying, all those certifications, you can go to I don't have certifications in anything. Like, when you say certifications that people take up and down, because I understand what value means in that setting. I would rather show them that I possess the experience to deliver what they want me to deliver than show them a paper saying I have it, because the kind of questions they were asking me at those interviews, when I tell people the kind of questions I got at my Museum for the United Nations job, they are shocked that, are you serious? I say, yes, I'm serious. So value based on what you have defined it is not what value is. It's at certain stages. So that is always the first thing I clear people on my program. Don't come to me telling me, Dirk, I have certifications in this. This person has optimized my this. I say, madam, you will not have more than a 3rd degree. I have 3 degrees. Let's be clear. Now, certifications is not what that person is looking for. Let's be clear. So the question is, if I have told you that LinkedIn is a place that you use your experience and your skills to get the opportunities you want, I did not say your certifications and your certificates. I said your experience and your skills. So it means that I need you to project your value from those 2 angles, not from the angle of you will take 10 10 on this platform today, 10 on that platform tomorrow. We were packing it. Sometimes I ask some of them when they come to my program, I say, you did not think to stop. You took the first one, second one, third one, you did not get what you were wanting. You did not think to stop. You should not ask what did they want before you start taking it again. Stop now. I'm saying, stop now. If what you are doing is not working, stop. Ask, what is the problem? Then you go and fix and get what they want so that you can then present what they want to them so that they can give you what you need. That is the way to do these things. So that's always what I always say. And that is why my profile building is unique. I know what they want. So when I'm teaching you to build the profile into your about section and your headers and all those things, I say, put this one in this paragraph. Put this one here. When they land on your profile, they will reach out to you because that is what they want to see. And you have it. You just don't know how to package it. So Tola Adedeji said, why didn't I know you since I have missed a lot? It happens, don't worry. We are spending money on reach outs. When I say reach out, brand awareness, so that people that actually need this thing, which is why I started to apply, assess my applications now. Like, I don't want everybody joining like anybody. I want to see the people that want to join my program before they join my program. I approve their application. And yes, we actually reject applications. I reviewed 22 applications yesterday. I rejected 3 people's applications. Like, you can't pay for my program. So for me, the quality is always very key. So that they come, they implement, they get results. And why did I start iTrainer? I always say that, like I said that earlier, that I've gone to so many of these things and I see Africans we are lacking. We are lacking, like how? And I see great people back home, like, you see professionals with sense, like value. And you say, sis, why are you not doing this? Why are you not showcasing? Why are you not in this? And I say, how will I do it? That is like, this is technical know-how. Technical know-how that is majorly the problem. So if you would like to learn, it's 9:03. I've exceeded my time. 9:03. You could just click the link at the top of my page to apply for GOP. I'll try to review applications again tomorrow or next tomorrow. And just apply. I will review, send you acceptance or rejection. Even if you reject, we always recommend another program to you in the academy, right? And say, maybe come back in 6 months because you don't, whatever. So you apply. Once we approve, please ensure you go ahead and make your payment. Why? GOP has 2 courses, and each course is 5.5 hours. But 5.5 hours is what you can consume in one night. That is not the problem. The problem is the first course, the profile building course, that will help you achieve clarity of the message you need to put, and that will help you build the content. It is not a listen course. It is a listen and you have to go and do course. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, for instance, one of the things I recommend in the first aspect of that program is I need you to go and ask certain questions of certain stakeholders in your life. So you will need to go and ask those people certain questions. Do you understand? So it will take you time to implement certain recommendations. So don't worry, just give me a minute. I'm going to switch to my inverter pretty soon, but I'm here with you. I'm here with you. So maybe they are telling me it's time that I need to go. That's why they had to switch this thing off on me. So if you have any other questions, just send me a DM and my assistant Moina will answer it tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Any other question, just send us a message and we would answer it. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I am Dr. Aderisola Adepoju. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.